So welcome back to the VPL Dream 11 3.2 edition here from the pictures Ardersville in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Match number 16 is the Grenadine Divers, versus the Soufriere Hikers, and just a change, an alteration in the voice here, in the capacity of a commentator. We have the president of the Cricket Association here, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cricket Association, former Botanical Garden Rangers opener, Romel Currency. Romel, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Morris. And good afternoon to all those wonderful people watching us here live at Ardersville Playing Field for the third edition of the Dream 11 Vincy Premier League. Oh, what a day. A Saturday, bright and lovely, Morris. Lovely day for cricket.
Lovely day for cricket, and we have just seen the Grenadine Divers amass a total of 107 in your capacity as president. It will be something that you would like to see as part of the entertainment once been put on the board.
Yeah, it was a lovely batting effort. I was really happy watching the way Captain Asif Hooper went about his business. I was also extremely happy the way Abraham batted. I thought he allowed Hooper to get himself in, because at the very start he would remember that Abraham was the one to have held the bull by its horn. So I was really happy to see that. I'm happy to see a total of 107. It'll be interesting to see how Soufriere Hikers goes about it. I know on paper you can argue that they have the best batting lineup. They have proven it thus far, having won all their matches. So it's can't wait to see this chase.
Well, the Grenadine Divers would have been pegged back in the last 2 overs per se. Who do you believe would have been the better team going off? And knowing that the Soufriere Hikers have a momentum in terms of their winning.
Well, knowing Asif Hooper, the captain, with a score of 107, I would like to believe that he would be backing himself. On the other hand, you have Desmond Maloney's team. They have not lost the game. They are an extremely confident team. So they themselves would be will be expecting to win the game. That's why it's a lovely game to watch today.
Well, the game is about to start, and the Grenadine Divers, we are seeing the momentum, the way they are jogging onto the field. They have a high expectation. It will be interesting because the bowling and the fielding, all these elements will have to come into play in order to restrict the undefeated Soufriere Hikers and the defending champions so far.
Yeah, the divers really have to lift their game against these two batters. Salvin Brown and the captain, they have been phenomenal. They have been phenomenal throughout the whole entire life of the VPL, really. They have been dominant to the bat. They have been attacking. They don't give the bowlers a chance. With Salvin Brown, you can expect him to either kill or die, as you would say. Desmond Maloney will be a little bit more measured. He being a first-class player and has done extremely well over the last couple of years. So, but Asif Hooper, as I said before, he to me has a killer attitude. He's a player that doesn't give up, and you saw that in the way he batted. He was very passionate when he got to that 50. Oh my, he really celebrated. He really wanted everybody to say, hey, I am the man. I am Asif Hooper, and I'm here to give and perform well for my team.
Well, we will see Asif. He will take the opening attack from the administrative centre end. He will bowl to some of the uninformed Salvin Brown. And what approach do you think should be here from Salvin? He have not really tear off as we are accustomed to see from Salvin. So what do you think should be his approach? So he's off the mark.
Well, Morris, I can tell you, even though Salvin has not really come off since the start of the tournament. I was a bit surprised that he elected to stroke that ball and pick up a single, because we all know how he is here as a player. He's a no-nonsense. Either you get his wicket or he gets you. Simple as that.
Well, that brings Maloney, Desmond Maloney, into strike, captain of the Soufriere Hikers. So the blood flow will have to be one of singles for the Soufriere Hikers. We will somewhat at some point you will see some eruptive shot here. As there you go, the first wicket for the Soufriere Hikers goes. Maloney is stumped, bowled by Captain Asif Hooper.
I guess you have to say that it's commentator's curse, because I was just harping on how more than likely you will see Desmond Maloney to play the more responsible role. I didn't think he had to do that, you know. I think he has enough ability to bat a couple balls, see himself in. They have enough firepower. They didn't need to do that, and I'm a little bit disappointed that he elected to go that way. But having said that, you know who has walked into the wicket now, a guy who has been in tremendous form. He is an up-and-coming first-class player of note, I should dare say. He has really stuck to the gun in terms of his batting. Dylan Douglas, he also bowls off spin. He wasn't too successful today though, but he really is a beautiful prospect for the future.
And we always see that a fall of an early wicket seemed not to deface Douglas by any way. He plays his raw cricket shot. He plays in his element, what he's accustomed to. So it will be interesting to see how he approaches this. Delivery teal off the edge, goes down to the third man region, and they scamper you for one. Dylan is off the mark.
An interesting stat here by the statistician. I was just been made aware of Dylan's 10-10 career. So far he has 25 matches, 602 runs at an average of 40.13 at a strike rate of 180. That says a lot.
Very healthy. Well, this one is straight as a pin, and it is deposited handsomely over the top, down the ground by Salvan Brown, 6 runs.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. And we have come to expect this from Salvan. You know he's not going to muck around for too long. he faced his first delivery, he got a single, and he said to himself, that was enough.
So a bit of mixed bag to this over. We see boundary, we see a 6. So at the end of the over, it's 8 for 1. 8 for 1. The Soufriere Hikers in pursuit of 108 for victory.
It's not bad going. All the Hikers need here from now is to just take time, realize that you have the ability, you have shown that, to overcome almost any score presented to you. And these two batsmen from us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we know the capabilities of these two players. So all they really need to do is just to play themselves in, get accustomed to the bounce and pace, because it might come easy to Dylan Douglas. He might think so, judging from the form that he is in, but he really needs to stay and make sure he guides his team home, given the fact that his captain is back in the hut. Dylan Douglas has to do it, and I believe he can, and I believe he will.
Well, that brings Abraham into the attack. We're accustomed to see for the Grenadine divers. That's why he gets some space and he just punches it out to cover. So smart bowling from Abraham. He's bowling around the wicket, so it's kind of cramping Dylan for room. At delivery, one may have pitched just outside leg, loud appeal, and we really see the momentum or that energy is in the Grenadine divers camp.
It's always going to be very difficult to get a batsman out from bowling right arm or wrong, and I think Abraham is running sufficiently wide of the crease to even negate the possibility.
Swing and a miss.
Sorry, you would have to have a lot of turn, innit? I mean, because it's not sufficiently turning enough. It's a brand new ball. It's second over. So it's going to be very difficult, as I was saying before, for Abraham to get LBW, unless it's very full, of course.
Another delivery going across Dylan. Do you foresee this as a scoreboard pressure, or just because of the nature in which Dylan plays, he's looking to get the ball onto the bat?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be a scoreboard pressure, because, like I said, he should know within himself that he has the capability. Even if he were to bat
so he's looking for a second there, but Salvan is not that agile as he is as a young man.
Yeah, that is what Dylan has to do. He has to bat a couple balls, get himself in. Salvan, nothing is going to stop Salvan from going for the big one. Nothing.
So for viewers who are watching, you're watching compelling cricket here at the Adamsville playing field. So it's end of the over number 2. Just one run coming from that over. A very good over for Abraham and for the Grenadine Divers. The last of hikers in pursuit of 108. The defending champions, they're 9 for 1.
Yeah, Divers will be very, very pleased with that over by Abraham. I thought that he bowled some excellent lines. He frustrated Dylan Douglas enough to force him to practically say to himself, hey, I have to take a single, and he was successful in just conceding one run.
So Hooper continues, and he's dropped. Well, we will depend on the replay to see whether he dropped short or if it got to him. It appears to me there was a puff of dust just before that ball reached to him. Well, I believe he did got some hand to it. So Dylan is dropped, and he lived to see another day, something that the Grenadine Divers will not want at this time.
Yeah, it was really a difficult chance, to be fair. It was 50-50, one of those chances. Either you catch it or you don't. It was very, very difficult.
Well, so Dylan seems to be struggling to get the ball onto the bat. He's some 2 runs from 8 balls. But we know that Dylan can capitalize at any time. So wide add to the total. As a batting partner to Dylan, what message would you have given him, since he's not connecting as he would wish?
Well, it's difficult now. Well, it's only going to get better. You really have to consider who you have in the hut. These are the two of the 3 premier batsmen they have. So it's better him to be out there than another batsman.
So you get this one past the point fielder, just out to the fence, comes back for a second run. Takes the total to 12 for 1 in over number 3. Good bowling by Captain Hooper.
Yeah, he still is really up. He still is really up. It's 12 for 1. This is almost last ball in third over.
So from that shot, you see Dylan wants to get the ball onto the bat where he could pick up that momentum. And he wants to get all. He wants to touch all.
Well, that's the nature of T10 cricket, or 10-10 cricket as we call it. You really have to get bat and ball. They're going at 4 runs and over. I don't think they're not yet in front of the black ball or the 8 ball. So they can really back themselves still, knowing the firepower that they do have.
So Abraham, final over of the power play. Salvan goes high and hard, handsomely, rope or no rope, 86.
That was a beautiful, beautiful shot by Salvan Brown. He was not going to stay for much longer. And I was talking about the run rate. They don't need to worry, because in comparison, the Divers weren't so much ahead.
This one is beaten with the angle. This one is pulled over the fielder's head. A really keen competitive game is up here, and the divers would feel that they are in for a win, but the overs will depend after this. This one is wide and short, cut away, 4 runs to Dylan.
Yeah, that was really a bad ball, bad ball. It was a free hit, so to speak.
So much better over so far for the Soufriere Hikers. Some 11 runs so far. And then goes high and hard over the top and down the ground. 6 runs. The Soufriere Hikers picking up a momentum.
Oh yes, Dylan, yes. That was there. That was really there to be hit. It fell right in his arc, and he was able to dispatch that beautifully. I'm telling you, this fella can really play. I'm really looking forward to seeing him continue doing what he does best, which is hit that ball and hit it well.
This one is swept over square like for 6. A magnificent shot, and 6 more to the total. A good power play finish there to the Soufriere Hikers.
Oh my God, Dylan is really taking the mickey now. That was a beautifully executed shot. Had a little bit of risk there, taking it off the stump, but that's a shot of a man with a lot of confidence, and I'm so pleased to see him bat well.
And interestingly, that shot was going into the wind, and it was deposited way over the rope. So at the end of the power play, the Soufriere Hikers, they are 35 for 1 with the loss of Maloney, the captain, and Brown, he's there on 14 from 7 deliveries, and Douglas is there on 20. So the Soufriere Hikers will find that they are somewhat in the more comfortable driving seat, as to say, and there you have Brown, Maloney. He went stumped by Grant and bowled by Hooper without scoring of just 2 deliveries. So a keen competition, just 1 extra to the total.
Yeah, well, the Hikers will feel that they are comfortably ahead. A comparison at the exact stage would show that divers were 24 for 2. Hikers now has just lost 1 wicket, and they're 35 runs, a whole 11 runs of where the divers were. So they should feel pretty confident going into these last 6 overs.
So Brown comes into the attack, pulled to his brother Salvana, delivery that is peeled off the edge, evades the keeper somewhat in front of a first slip region, and it goes down the ground for 4.
Oh, Salvan probably tried to hit that in the airport. I know there must be some sibling rivalry. You saw when Salvan went down and he gestured at his brother to go back and bowl. Go back and bowl. You're bowling nothing, according to Salvan.
Well, a bit of family banter, and you see Captain Hooper having a bit of convention there with his bowler. Thank you. 39 for 1. Wide. So swing and a miss there by Brown. Salvan this time. You have to be meticulous in who you are talking of. So Salvan looking for a wide from the umpire.
Well, the Hikers really have to be careful here. The run rate is 12.18, not much. But a wicket here, we have seen how much damage wickets can do. We haven't really seen the middle order of the Hikers, so they haven't yet proven themselves. So far in the tournament, the top order has been doing the work, so they really have to watch what they do from here.
And Salvan will have to play with some caution, because he's not in the best of nick as we're accustomed to see. He's 18 from 10, that's good. But a wicket here will bring Lewis, I believe, into the attack, into the strike. And Lewis really have not really seen much of an innings, but he have played one innings that is handsome. Another delivery, miss again. So Braxy Brown will feel he's getting the best of his brother Salvan. So just 4 runs from his 4 deliveries. It will be welcomed by the Grenadine divers.
You would expect to see Salvan to do something slightly different, because he has been beaten for the last 3 balls. So he must do something different now.
Swing and a miss again.
Well, he tried to walk across slightly, but I think he's trying to hit it too hard. He's just aiming for one place on the field. Those balls are outside off stump. There's lots of acreage on the offside, but Salvan, being who he is, he has always been a predominantly leg side player.
Well, he's gone. A magnificent take there by keeper Grant to dismiss Salvan Brown. Is a delivery that pitched just in line. This time, not giving him that width. And there he goes, a magnificent take by Grant. And the Soufriere Hikers losing their second wicket. Brown is back in the hut.
Yeah, this was just so beautiful. He was hit the very first ball, albeit it wasn't a convincing shot, but he went for 4. The next 4 deliveries, I believe it was. 4 deliveries, next 3 deliveries. Salvan played, missed, and the 4th delivery that he faced, after hitting the first 4, okay, that was just beautiful to watch.
And clearly that was pressure being added on to Salvan Brown, because the first delivery, as you rightly said, went for 4, and thereafter it was constant dot delivery. He had was to do something, and I would have opted for a single instead to go for that rush shot. So, and that caused his demise. So with that shot, that brings Anthony Lewis to the crease, and the Soufriere Hikers, they are in pursuit of 108. They're 39 for 2 at the end of over number 5. So another Brown comes to the crease, Razin Brown. He will be bowling from the commentary booth end. Exciting day here for cricket. Remember, you could come out to watch the cricket live here at the Adamsville playing field if you're in St. Vincent. Come down and enjoy. Must swing and a miss there by Dylan. So it appears that the disease has passed on to Dylan as well.
Well, the Hikers need not to worry so much, because at the end of the 5th over, the divers were 37 for 2. So technically they are 2 runs ahead of the divers. They just need to bat them back long.
Well, this one is chopped. Yes. Oh, he's dropped it. He's dropped it. Damian Barnum, what have you done for the guys in blues? And whoa, they will really would have relished that opportunity to see the back of Dylan Douglas.
Oh, that was a big miss. That was a massive hit. Albeit it was hit terribly hard by Dylan Douglas. He really put a lot of energy behind that ball.
Good stroke there from Lewis to get off the mark. And a lot of animation in the field. You see Captain Hooper went to back up that one, calling his deep square leg fielder to come and back up. And the Soufriere Hikers, they will really need to settle themselves down and play the cricket that they are accustomed to in winning ways. Well, look at this drop opportunity there. Barnum will really want to see the back of Dylan after that jab catch.
Yeah. The run rate is climbing. The required run rate is climbing. It's now at 15 runs. But like I said before, they don't need to worry just yet. They have Dylan Douglas at the crease. They have Lewis, although he hasn't had much of a bat. But he is very capable, judging from what we've seen of him in the past.
Let's not forget that just about two match ago, Razin Brown, he had 2 for 9 And so far he's none for 5 in just 4 deliveries. Good bowling here for Razine, and compelling competitive cricket here at the Annesville playing field in the VPL 3.0. Shot. This one is, he pulled that one into the unprotected area of his leg, and that would have been painful for that with that shot. There you go.
Wow, that must hurt. That really had to hurt. I've had a few of that in my time, for sure.
And that would be
definitely
very
be
painful.
Very painful. He would definitely be feeling it. I'll tell you what, it was around this stage of the divers innings where things really kicked on. Abraham and Asif, they really batted out.
Picked up a momentum.
They really got a momentum going, and they enjoyed themselves. Right, so it'll be very important here for the hikers that Dylan gets up, and he gets up stronger. He has been missing a couple of late, but it is critically important. Their middle order and their lower order batting have not been tested as yet for the hikers. So it's important here now that they show what they have, and they try as much as possible to intimidate all the other teams that will be gunning hard for their heads.
And it will be interesting to see, because we see that mid-conference by the Grenadine divers. So if you're just joining us at the Soufriere hikers, they're chasing 108. That they are 44 for 2. Salvan Brown, he recently went. He was caught brilliantly bowled by Brown, his brother, for 18. Desmond Maloney, he went not adding to the total for 2. And Douglas, he's there on 23. And Lewis, he's on 1. So we see Douglas now back onto his feet, and something that the hikers would really want to see.
Yeah, he has to start over. He has to just come off the strike and take a breath.
And what the Grenadine divers must be looking for now is the opportunity for a run out, because I believe with that struck onto his foot, he will be somewhat maybe limping, because this could be very painful.
The required run rate is climbing. It's at over 15 now.
So that's the end of the over. Dot ball to finish. The Soufriere hikers, they're 44 for 2 in pursuit of 108.
Yeah, they really have to get going. They really must get going. Final 6 overs, as you said, in pursuit of over 100 runs. They're a little bit behind the 8 ball now. But
so the
good
bowling
thing for hikers, Dylan is still there. Lewis, like I said, he has some pedigree, so they should still feel confident going forward.
Well, Braxy Brown will continue to complete his second over. The Soufriere hikers really have to do some eruptive shots here, just as we're accustomed to see that they portray here. This time a delivery passing the outside edge. Loud appeal by the bowler was not accompanied by the keeper. So 90% of the time the reaction of the keeper says a lot.
Yeah, it's a deliberate plan I've noticed from Brown. He's keeping it not straight at all. He's keeping it just outside the half stump. And that is exactly how he bowled his brother and got his wicket. I love this bowling.
And there you go again, swing and a miss. So the pressure is really telling on the Soufriere hikers, and it will be interesting to see how they approach, because there is a midfield conference here by Dylan and Lewis.
Well, they have to start playing a little bit more conventional cricket. So far, they've been just swinging for the leg.
So this Camper 2 for 1, 45 for 2 in over number 7. Now, Romel, you have captained many teams, and what would have been your feeling? You have the Soufriere hikers in this position, 45 for 2, pursuing 108. What strategy? What would you be saying to your bowlers?
Well, I wouldn't be saying anything at all. They've been doing a magnificent job so far. The run rate is at 18 runs. I wouldn't be saying a single thing.
Swing and a miss by Dylan.
Oh, Brown is down. Brown is down.
Rosin Brown, he's down. I wonder if the heat is very, very hot. But I see him holding his he's holding his tie. He has 2 more deliveries left to complete his over. There you go. Well, some arm string maybe. So the Grenadine divers, they will be in a more comfortable position. They have restricted the Soufriere Hikers, one of the most eruptive team, the defending champions of the VPL 2.0. They are 45 for 2. Douglas is still there, 23 from 21 deliveries. Lewis is 2 from 4, and they are pursuing 108. As we see, Brown is back onto his feet, something of a good sign for the Grenadine divers. Just has 2 more deliveries to go.
Well, they have to target somebody. They really must. Like I said before, the run rate is almost at 19. It's 18.90. But one good over, as we have seen throughout the tournament, can really change the whole dynamic of a game. Just one good over. Right? Divers, of course, will be hoping to starve them as much as possible for runs. All the fielders in the infield are on the circle, so they don't mind so much the single. They're just here to protect the boundaries. As long as the hikers do not get boundaries, then the divers will be just fine. Everybody's on the edge of the circle.
So for viewers who wish to come to the game, remember you had to stay safe, you had to get your mask sanitized, and we are still in a precarious position in terms of the pandemic. This time, down the ground, it's something that the Grenadine divers will want, just the ones. As you see, a limping Brown.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all. He's critical to this lineup. He's extremely critical to the divers lineup.
He is, and very destructive in terms of his opening stand. Wide. See someone looking to finish the over.
He just has to get you this last delivery. As long as he has done that, he would have done his job. He would have done a lot more than what was expected of him. Coming in and bowling, 12 delivery. This is his 12th delivery, 1 for 7. Couldn't have asked for anything better.
So it's struck first. Pass was topped there by the diving Barnum. Well, his brother was Shem who stopped that one. So end of over number 7. It's 48 for 2. The Soufriere Hikers. They're in pursuit of 108. And Douglas is still there. Lewis, he's on 3 from 5. And that culminates the 2 overs allotted to Brown. And just 8 runs, 1 for 8 from his over. Very good cricket here at the Adamsville playing field by the Grenadine divers so far.
Yeah, that spell was really a magnificent spell coming in the middle overs. Beauty. I think he would have done his job for the divers. I think it's almost done and dusted here. The run rate now, the required run rate is 20 runs over. So that means they require 60 runs plus 1 in order for them to win this game.
And at this stage, the Grenadine divers, they were 74 for 2. And as we see, the plot still continues to be that off stump line, just wide outside the off stump. Now, if I was going to bat, I would have actually changed my guard or the batting position to a more like a middle and off stump. So you kind of asking the bowler to go a bit wider. And there you go, swing and a miss. Attempt for a run out and misses in that opportunity.
Yeah, he really has to get across. He must get across. He's pulling away way too much.
So some creativity in shots will be needed here. And that's a muscle shot out to the sweeper, and it goes straight into the cup hands, the bucket hands of Richie Richards and the Soufriere Hikers. They are being silent and quieted just by the Grenadine divers.
Yeah, I think that was a nail in the coffin. That was really the nail in the coffin. Otney Lewis, he has gone for 3. You haven't faced 8 balls. He really didn't do himself justice at all. Especially when he considers the ability that he himself has. They're having to score now 24 runs per over from here on. It's done and dusted. It's done and dusted, Morris. I really can't see how they can come out from here.
Cricket is a game of glorious uncertainties. I will leave it at that. But Bennington Stapleton now comes to the crease, and great cricket. And the Grenadine divers, if they do go on to win this match, it will then open the tournament even wider.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were hoping for that.
Would you believe there are some hope for the Botanical Garden Rangers?
Let's deal with this game here, Morris. Let's deal with this game, brother.
It's one shot pulled away to the mid-wicket region. It's excellent cricket by the Grenadine divers. Great energy, great momentum coming into the game. They wanted to beat the Soufriere Hikers, and they're really playing to that plan.
Yeah, it was obvious that there was a deliberate plan by Asif Hooper. The pace as they came on the Brown brothers, the line at almost no point in time did you see them bowling at the stumps. They bowled wide of the crease, the batsmen.
Stapleton goes over short toward. It is peeling out to the boundary. A welcome boundary at this time by the Soufriere Hikers. Bennington Stapleton is off the mark with a 4.
Yeah, Brown, they're trying to continue with that line and length, which has been working thus far. So I don't think there would be any need for him to try anything different. He just has to pull it back just a tad bit, and he would be just fine, in my opinion. The batsmen, you see, everybody's just hitting to leg. Their front foot is just going to leg, and they're not accessing the ball. That is the major problem.
So the batting stand of Stapleton tells you that he's going. He will go. So at the end of over number 8, the Soufriere Hikers, they are 53 for 3, some 55 runs needed from 12 balls. How do you call it, Romel?
Well, you have to be blind if you can't see the obvious. 55 for 12, it's 27.5. Dylan hasn't been hitting the ball the way that we know him to be able to. Barnum, Douglas with Dylan is not Douglas, sorry. Stapleton is with Dylan. He hasn't had much of a bat since the start of a tournament, so you wouldn't expect fireworks from him. So it's really just a matter of closing this game out for the divers.
So another Bronc comes into the attack. Well, sorry, it's Dalzell, left arm medium pace. So Dalzell comes into the attack. And as you see, the schooling we will see here in St. Vincent from the skipper is to stick to the plan. We have already get them in a good position. So I will doubt that Hooper would even want this score to get close to 80. So there goes the plan to bowl wide of the crease, but this one is just a bit too wide. Confirmed there by umpire Greaves. Add one more to the total.
I can tell you what, the other teams will be watching the way the divers have approached these innings. They'll be watching the way they have bowled at the Hikers. This is critical.
Swing and a miss. and we've seen the energy of the Grenadine divers. That is something that you would need. You're coming off 107 at the end of the first innings, and from the time they took the field in the second innings, they have always been marshalling troops, clapping and taking the hard fields and the catches. Saying India could be taken, and he's dropped. He's dropped. Dylan is dropped a second time, and this time by Shembong and Boy.
Yeah.
In the context of the game, they would not really crucify him to see, but they would have preferred to see the back of Dylan in the hut.
Yeah, that really was cheese and bread right there. You couldn't have asked for anything better than that as a feeler.
Overconfident?
Yes. That was cheesecake. Cheesecake and more.
Maybe it was too sweet. Well, good bowling here by Dalzell. Douglas live to see another day. So Stapleton pulls that one. Just wait on the confirmation. Goes for runs. And it would be interesting to see if the Soufriere Hikers loses this game, how they would approach their matches going forward from here. Would they stick to the same strategy of batting and attacking to the other teams? And that's a powerful shot down the ground. This could be close. Miss run out there. Had Dalzell collected that ball, it would have effected a run out of Stapleton, but a slight bubble there, and he was made to live another day, Stapleton.
Yeah, he would have been dead, pretty much dead in the water.
Swing and a miss. A bit of frustration there by Douglas.
Yeah, it really has been a forgettable innings, if I must say. A really forgettable innings for Douglas. 28 from 27 balls. Very much unlike Douglas. We all know how good he is with the bat at times, apparently.
So this one in there could be taken, dropping short of the third man, and is coming for one.
Well, we can safely say the divers have won the match. The required run rate is 49 runs go over, so it's already done and dusted. It's just a matter of making sure that they have a good net run rate going forward for the divers, and they want to ensure that they finish this game off well. The hikers, they have 59. If they could get the hikers to finish on anything below 70 in this last over, I'm sure they'll be very, very happy with that performance. It really has been a telling performance by the divers, and I'm so happy for them because they really have worked hard. Captain Asif Hooper, as we've seen, he was very emotional after reaching 50 runs. He really had his heart into it. Abraham came to the party. Just a magnificent all-round performance by the divers, and they really should be happy.
Well, the fans, they're really having a frenzy because there will be Salt and Breakers fans in the stand who will really relish the opportunity that the Soufriere Hikers they are losing a game, and it will be interesting to see how the tables turn from here on. And it is really interesting. Good competitive cricket here, and clearly it will say a lot about the competitive nature of cricket. Barnum comes into the attack. Very struck down the ground. Diving effort there by Hooper, but cannot stop that one. It goes into the fence. 4 runs to Douglas, 4 runs to the Soufriere Hikers, the 63 for 3.
Yeah, that was fiercely struck. Fiercely struck. It would have always been difficult for us if there.
High and hard over the top, 6 more to the total, and really is it too late?
Well, the run rate remains at 58.5. So I think that goes without saying.
Very good shot there by Douglas. Came down the track, met it on the bounce, and dispatches it over the point boundary for 6. Down the ground. Takes Douglas off the strike. And the 11 of 3 balls so far. Some 38 required from the next 3 deliveries. Can it be too late, or would it be some charm of miracle here for the Soufriere Hikers?
Come on, Morris, now, man. You're asking for a team to walk on water here. You're not asking for one man to walk. You're asking for an entire team to walk on water.
Well, we never know. It's a game of glorious uncertainties.
This is definitely not.
Well. Swing. A diving effort there, and they get you for 1. So it should be all common sense bowling here to just put it up there and let the batsman do his thing and get the 2 ball out of the way.
There's 2 more balls. Douglas will want to maximize.
Bowl him! Bowl him! Douglas is bowled. Looking to heave that one over mid-wicket region, and having been struggling for his timing this time, a delivery that just tailed in just off the bat there, and he was castled, tumbling all over the place.
Yeah, that really did sum up the way his innings has gone so far, isn't it? He really struggled from the get-go. He was right there to be hit. He really should have deposited that way beyond the boundary. He has been in there from almost the inception, from the very first over. So he really should have done better with that. But the Hikers have, as we all know, they have this will be their only loss, so they don't need to be too disheartened by this loss. I think if it's anything, it's a teaching moment for them.
Well, this should be the last ball of the innings and the last ball of the match. The Soufriere Hikers in some quietude, something we will really relish at this time. Sylvan Spencer comes to the crease of his last delivery. A full delivery. So, there you have it. There you have it. It's the end of the game. And the Soufriere Hikers, they have lost. They are 72 for 4 at the end of their 10 overs. The Grenadine Divers have won and have put some rest to the Soufriere Hikers, something Vincentian would really want to hear in terms of what is really happening in terms of the volcano. But in terms of cricket, the Soufriere Hikers, they have lost their first game.
Yeah. I really like the way this game turned out. I know I'm sounding a lot biased, but I'm so proud of the Grenadine Divers. I know the captain, I've been harping on this all day. The captain has done so well for them. Asif Hooper, as you can see, he got 52 from 27. Kevin Abraham, 42 from 19 deliveries. That really was the backbone for them after coming out the power play at 24 for 2. The Soufriere Hikers, they didn't do themselves justice, judging from how they have gone throughout the tournament. Dylan Douglas, he struggled. He really struggled at 40 of 32 deliveries. Salvan Brown, as we all know him, is a big basher of the deliveries. Only got 18 from 13 deliveries. But it was the Brown brothers, that came to the fore. The first Brown bowled 2 overs for 8 runs, extremely miserly. Razim came on again, 1 over for 10 runs. Oh, excellent. 2 overs, for 10 runs with 1 wicket. And Hooper, and it was really academics afterwards, because the wind really was taken out of their sails after the top 3 wickets fell